For this Sunday's lesson, I'm going to leave behind the divinely inspired book of Leviticus for the nonce and take a look at a very revealing census. It is on account of that census that the fourth book of the blessed old leather-bound King James Bible is known as Numbers, and the revealing part of it is right near the end of this chapter. I'll read it faithfully, as it is reputed to be the Word of the living God, offering only a couple of editorial emendations, which you'll recognize immediately to be such, just in order to clarify an essential point that I wouldn't want to be overlooked. A large part of this reading will, I predict, prove tiresome. That's one of the reasons I'm doing it. This reading is, after all, part of the book that a gazillion deluded people imagine to be the instruction book given to humans by the author of the universe. And just look how utterly irrelevant such information is to absolutely anyone on earth in any circumstance you can name. But more importantly, if you'll hang in there through the whole reading, the point I'm really aiming for this week will stand forth in high relief. Brothers and sisters, prepare with the help of the Lord to suppress your gag reflex as necessary. And the Creator of a trillion galaxies spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every man by their polls, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you. Of the tribe of Reuben, Eliezer the son of Shedeur. Of Simeon, Shelumiel the son of Zurishaddai. Of Judah, Nashon the son of Amminadab. Of Issachar, Nathaniel the son of Zuar. Of Zebulun, Eliab the son of Helon. Of the children of Joseph, of Ephraim, Elishama the son of Ammihud. Of Manasseh, Gamaliel the son of Pedazur. Of Benjamin, Abidan the son of Gideoni. Of Dan, Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai. Of Asher, Pagiel the son of Akron. Of Gad, Eliasaph the son of Deuel. Of Naphtali, Ahira the son of Enan. Whatever happened to good old Christian names like Bob and Jim and Sam? These were the renowned of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Israel. And Moses and Aaron took these men, which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. As the Creator of a trillion galaxies commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. And the children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names by their polls, every man from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. Of the children of Simeon, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, those that were numbered of them according to the number of their names, by their polls, every man from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Simeon, were 59,300. Of the children of Gad, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Gad, were 45,650. Of the children of Judah, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Judah, were 14,600. Of the tribe of Issachar, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Issachar, were 54,400. This is verily the word of God. Of the children of Zebulun, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Zebulun, were 57,400. Of the children of Joseph, namely of the children of Ephraim, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Ephraim, were 40,500. Of the children of Manasseh, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. Of the tribe of Benjamin, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 35,400. Of the children of Dan, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Dan, were 32,700. Coming to a point here eventually. Of the children of Asher, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, were 41,500. Of the children of Naphtali, throughout their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, were 53,400. These are those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men. Each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel. Even all they that were numbered were 600,003,550. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. For the Creator of a trillion galaxies had spoken unto Moses, who just happens to be a Levite, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel, but thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle setteth forward, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard throughout their hosts. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Creator of a trillion galaxies commanded Moses, so did they. Okay, what is this holy horror that we've just plowed through with folded hands and our reverent gaze turned toward heaven? This was the opening chapter in a book whose authorship has by tradition been ascribed to Moses, and even though I'm pretty sure he didn't write the book since he never effing existed, the lesson is a potent one. For whoever was responsible for the authorship of this horror was most certainly a Levite, probably in the sycophantic service of the monarchy that was established by King David, who in turn was more than likely the impetus behind the gathering of these stories in the first place. This was the means by which he persuaded a dozen fractious Palestinian tribes to unite under a common banner, bound as brothers by a wholly fanciful account of an escape from Egypt under a great leader and his volcano god. In other words, this book, like Leviticus before it and Exodus before that, and to a large extent Genesis before that, is a piece of propagandistic fiction cobbled together by a tribe called Levi in order to secure their privileged position among the tribes loyal to King David. And just look how they feathered their nest. They were certainly in a position to do that. According to them, they were receiving instructions from the creator of 1 trillion galaxies. And those instructions were incumbent on everyone. Isn't that convenient? In a week or two, we'll take a look at some of the particulars of the generous inheritance that those scoundrels gave themselves. But for now, let's consider what we've just read. Here is a fanciful story created by a ruling class who have every intention of growing steadily richer and more powerful and remaining always comfortable as they get other people to fight their wars, the wars that enrich them. That's the way it's always been, brothers and sisters. That's the way it is now. The ruling class doesn't fight wars. They only declare them. They never fight them. They send the children of the servant class to fight them. It's almost enough to make me wish I could believe in hell. But of course I don't. We're just a bunch of apes trying to figure out the way forward, just as we've always been. We've made halting progress from time to time, and that progress always meant stopping doing something we were doing and doing something else in its place. In other words, there's no going forward if we're still lugging the baggage of the past. And isn't that what the Bible is and what those awful beliefs are that keep so many people's minds in shackles, even at a time when the secrets of the universe have been laid bare for all to enjoy and are so readily available? Surely the way forward doesn't include taking advice from such holy books as the one I've been trying to expose in these lessons. Books filled with awful advice and the worst role models you could imagine.